I nearly died, but the doctor saved me. We are now connecting with a British man who tested positive with COVID-19.
I felt tired, just run down, a bit sleepy.
Someone was diagnosed positive, it's very real and it's scary.
Toàn dân làm, cả hệ thống các ngành các cấp làm đồng bộ quyết liệt chống dịch corona này như chống giặc.
Giặc đến nhà, đàn bạc đánh.
Với một tinh thần là chúng ta luôn luôn đặt mức sẵn sàng cao hơn.
There's clearly faith in the government.
Việt Nam can be proud of you have already good plan.
I'm very grateful.
Honestly, thank you.
Merci parce qu'ils sont très bien occupés de nous.
You're wonderful people, thank you.
Gavin Wheeldon is a British expert on e-commerce. He was on a direct flight from London to Hanoi to meet his fiancée and start his new life in Vietnam when his flight was found to be infected with SARS-CoV-2. In front of two choices, either returning to England or entering the quarantine area, he did not hesitate to choose the quarantine area along with 3 other foreigners.
So Gavin, since we are safely apart from each other, let's remove our face masks and begin our talk. Tell us about how did you feel when you were on that flight and you knew that you might have a high chance of getting exposed to COVID-19. Were you scared?
Yeah, you see it on the news, you see the pictures, but when you're there, it's very real and it's scary. You know, you're on a flight with people, some are wearing a lot of masks and protection. Yeah, it's really scary because you think you could, you know, that person might be the person who has it and infects you, and you're worried that you spread it to others. In my mind, I was thinking, wow, like this is frightening, this is scary. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when I'm going to see loved ones again. I don't know where we're going to go, but I kind of use that time to prepare myself for, like, listen, you know, whatever happens next happens. You know, it's not my first time going through some kind of difficulty, so, you know, you prepare yourself going in that this will be tough, but, you know, 40 days later, you're free.
Tell us how's your life in quarantine?
Yeah, my life's been fine here. You know, it's probably been quite healthy because I've not eaten much sugar. You know, we've eaten, you know, fresh vegetables, things like that, which I definitely did not at home. I've not been disciplined with my diet, but being here, it's kind of instilled that kind of discipline. When I came here, I needed to get used to eating a lot of rice, and I've eaten a lot of rice here, and that's great. So now I'm used to it as my staple food. I see rice now, and I'm like, yes, rice. Yeah, I've heard that the vegetables have been grown kind of locally here. Yeah, I'm shameful to admit it. I don't eat enough vegetables, but now, yeah, it's kind of really made me. I see vegetables now, and I'm like, yes.
So it's a chance for you to change your eating habit.
Yeah, and they've been really fresh here. You know, some of the potatoes, peppers. You know, I've been like, wow, this is. You know, I'm told that soldiers grow them, you know, locally around this area.
Military School Hanoi Capital High Command, where Gavin Wheeldon and more than 700 others were isolated for 2 weeks, was carefully prepared. The soldiers, doctors, and volunteers worked tirelessly to provide the best living conditions for the quarantined people.
Outside, everything is peaceful. The location is quiet. The soldiers work tirelessly to sterilize the rooms daily, lock our temperature, and clear our bins. They live here to help the country, and despite what they might have heard, they are friendly and caring. Later, a soldier returns having purchased a SIM card for me. I wanted to tip him for helping me since I got here, but he refuses.
Those were the first things shared in Gavin's diary on the first day of the quarantine. During the isolation period, Gavin had the experience of living the lifestyle of the military, eating and sleeping according to schedule to ensure health. At 10 o'clock, The officers and soldiers knocked on the door of each room to remind everyone to go to bed and stay quiet. Every day, doctors go from room to room, doing medical exams and measuring the body temperature of each person. Cleaning and disinfecting rooms is also done regularly to ensure there is no cross-contamination in the quarantine area. In addition to capturing vivid images of life here to overcome the boring times, Gavin and others have devised physical training methods.
There's a few. So when I was sat right here in the middle of the night and I was filming a thunderstorm, that was so serene and peaceful to me. It made me sort of rethink my perspective here of, there's so much positive to take away from this, so much learning and growth that can be done.
So during your stay here, was there anything unexpected happen?
Yeah, so it was unexpected when someone was diagnosed positive, and then we all had to be swabbed and tested again. And they were taking people out of rooms and taking them away to, I think, hospitals and different zones.
How do you see the react of the military people and the doctors and nurses here?
It was very swift. Immediately they were setting up stations to kind of start testing everyone. Everyone was kept in their rooms, and then one by one they would kind of test. It was very routine. I think from there everyone kind of stayed in their rooms. But I think they kind of dealt with it really quickly. Anyone from the room for the infected person was immediately kind of removed from the facility here.
Were you scared when you saw that?
Yeah, because once again you kind of don't know. We had our results, but once again you don't know if you've kind of touched something accidentally or you haven't washed your hands in time, or you just don't know, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Once again, so you don't know if you're going to have to stay longer, or you don't know if because they caught it, maybe everyone needs to stay another 14 days. We didn't know.
Did you miss home and your fiancé?
Yeah, it's. I try not to let those kind of thoughts enter of I really miss this or miss that. I kind of tried to see the positive. I wake up in the morning and think, all right, what am I going to achieve today? You take it one day at a time. In times like this, this isn't the first time where. I grew up in foster homes, and you would have periods like this where you'd be removed from a dangerous situation, and you'd maybe spend 2 weeks in a strange home for a while before you know where you're going to go next. So, for me, this has kind of happened. Similar situations happened before. So I just, I try not to think of what I miss, and I try and think of what's ahead of me. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself because we're not in the worst situation. How can we complain when people like Mr. Band have spent nearly 3 months here, they've not seen their families, their daughters, their sons, their children. 3 months, and the families of those people have to be without them, and they know that they're helping fight this, they're at the kind of front line of it, and they don't know if if their loved ones will be infected, so how can we complain when we've just here 2 weeks? It almost makes me cry a little bit when I found out that people have been here, some people 2-3 months, wow, they're putting in a lot of effort to help their country. They're putting in a lot of effort to keep everyone safe. They're working a lot. They're not complaining, and they're doing it with a smile. It's really inspirational for me. So I want to say thank you to everyone that's everyone that's fighting this, everyone that's donated, everyone that's working hard on this, because they're putting themselves in harm's way, and they're stepping up to do it.
Yeah.
To support Gavin and others isolated at the military school, the Hanoi Capital High Command has mobilized a large number of forces. These forces have worked tirelessly day and night to support people during their quarantine.
Trong quá trình phục vụ, thì cán bộ chiến sĩ chúng tôi với tinh thần trách nhiệm chống dịch như chống giặc và không để lại một công dân nào ở phía sau. Trong quá trình tổ chức phục vụ, thì nhà trường chúng tôi với phương châm 4 tại chỗ và đặc biệt với quan điểm phục vụ tốt nhất đối với bà con. Trong khi đó thì bộ đội ở cũng trong danh trại, nhưng mà trong cái điều kiện thì không thể bằng ở bên khu cách ly để nhường lại những cái điều kiện tốt nhất để phục vụ bà con.
More than 100 officers and soldiers of the military school, the Hanoi Capital High Command takes turns to guard. The patrol team will guard and ensure the safety of the isolated area. Each shift is from 6 a.m. today to 6 a.m. tomorrow. The transport team distributes necessities, such as medical gloves and masks. The logistics team will take care of daily meals, toothbrushes, and pillows for people so they can feel secure. The work of the soldiers started at 3 a.m., cooking food to be brought to the people.
Nhiệm vụ chung của quốc tế, của đất nước, và đặc biệt là đón những cái công dân từ nước ngoài từ về là thể hiện một cái tinh thần là người Việt Nam.
The silent sacrifice of doctors and soldiers in the quarantine area has made Gavin and other foreigners admire them.
To all the soldiers, to all the doctors, to all the volunteers, to everyone working on this, I want to say thank you.
Now that you are about to leave this facility, what do you miss the most?
I miss how peaceful it is here and serene. I'll probably miss the kind of feeling of adventure in a small way, because in a strange way this is kind of scary, but that's slightly exciting, and you're in the middle of a big important kind of event. I miss the soldiers, I miss the people, you know, they've been so positive here. You know, I'll probably miss the kind of routine, you know, and I'll miss the kind of, it forces you into that kind of positive mindset of every day, you know, getting through it. So I'll probably miss that a lot. Yeah. It's going to be strange not hearing that every day. It's just something that you kind of, you know, it's just a routine. It was strange not hearing it. It kind of gives me a bit of a feeling of safety because everything's so well sanitized every single day. You know, rooms, you know, everything, you know, when people touch something, sanitized.
What impressed you the most about the efforts of the Vietnamese government and people in the fight against coronavirus?
I'd say a few things. The preparedness, how much they've been able to mobilize, you know, the kind of people, resources, facilities like this. And this is a huge facility and there's many, many more. So the level of organization, and the quick response. You know, there's been no what I think has impressed me the most is there's not been bureaucracy. There's been response. You know, for example, I think last week, every day I saw a new action from the government. You know, when someone was confirmed, they would disinfect the entire kind of area with trucks. They were very, very careful, very thorough. It really seems like, you know, a lot of other countries, perhaps their plan was to try and minimize, but you know, Vietnam's plan, I think, it has been clearly to kind of eradicate as much as possible, which is probably why they've had so few cases. Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Yeah. So you sold your car in the UK and left the UK for Vietnam to live here. So what does Vietnam mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. You know, it's solidified it more for me now, seeing everyone's support and seeing just how dedicated people have been, and how people are so proud of their country. In the UK, we sort of are, we criticise it a lot, but here people are, you know, so supportive to kind of rally behind this. The only criticism I've kind of had has been from foreigners like myself, you know, who maybe didn't believe some of the stories. I said, well, come here and see it, you know. You know, Vietnam means a lot to me now. It's my new home, and yeah, I think that's again solidified for me just by, you know, the support I've seen from people. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Gavin, for your sharing, and we wish you all the best for your plans in the future. And let's stay home to keep us all safe.
Yeah. You too, and stay safe.
Yeah.